Howdy, everyone. It's Paul Koulis. It's happening. So in this video, I want to point out some, I have a hard time saying lies because I don't want to get sued by Boebert and her clan, but I want to point some things out in the video that she put out this morning. Okay, so in today's video, Congresswoman Boebert makes a video that is about gun rights and her carrying her Glock, a gun, in Washington, D.C. and in the Capitol. I believe it's all a publicity stunt. I think it's always been, I think her whole campaign is a publicity stunt. But again, it's not what I think, it's what you people can come to, and the conclusions that you come to, her voters. So in the video, and I transcribed the text, the copy, she says, and I quote, "One of the challenges in working here in DC is people don't understand how we live in real America. The Second Amendment is part of our lives. Gun ownership is cherished and it makes our little town safer." So I want to go over these three sentences and then something else. So the first sentence, one of the challenges working here in DC is people don't understand how we live in real America. Well, where is there a not real America? So she says, people don't understand how we live in real America. So, I mean, this statement here just blows my mind. Again, where is there not a real America? And if you don't live where she lives, does that mean you don't live in real America either? And if so, wouldn't that be an insult to all the people who follow her, who say they're Americans and they make a big deal about being Americans, but according to Congresswoman Boebert, you're not American because you don't live in real America. Okay, so again, one more time, the sentence. One of the challenges in working here in DC is people don't understand how we live in real America. So how we live in real America. Now, she's making the video, so the inference here is that we is her, how we live in real America. So she's saying how I live, her and her family, whatever, in real America. So again, I take that, how could you read this and think have any other conclusion than I must not live in real America because I don't live where she does. So, and again, she's insulting. On her personal Twitter account, she has over 300,000 followers now. So that's an insult to all those followers who don't live where she does because they don't live in real America. So therefore they can't be real America, right? So because if you don't live in real America, how could you be a real American? Right? Okay, are you with me? Okay, the Second Amendment, the Second Amendment is part of our lives. Well, sure it is. It's the Constitution. Then she says, gun ownership is cherished and it makes our little towns safer. So again, the inference is that maybe her little town. I live in Congresswoman Boebert's district. I live in Eagle, Colorado. We live in a little town. We don't own guns. I've never had a gun. I got 2 big dogs. I've never not felt safe here. Never. I talk to my neighbors all the time. They've never brought up anything about not feeling safe. I know a couple of my neighbors don't have guns. So she says that gun ownership is cherished. Well, first of all, the first part of the sentence, gun ownership is cherished. Well, I know a lot of people who, I'm not against guns. I don't care if you have a gun or not, but it's not cherished. Gun ownership is cherished. In other words, that's a blanket statement. That means for all of us, gun ownership is cherished. Baloney. It's just not true. Okay, and it makes our little towns safer. Again, more baloney. How do you live in a little town, or even if you live in a big town, how does it make your life safer? there's absolutely, not only does the statement not make any sense, I don't, you know, you go down the whole gun rights thing, gun ownership thing, which, by the way, I've got no problem with people owning guns. I think if you want to, maybe I draw the line at a bazooka, okay? But as far as anything else, you want to own a gun, fine. Just don't shoot me, okay? And I think it's, you know, can we at least draw the line and say, hey, do you have to wear your gun everywhere you go? I mean, what is this, the Wild Wild West? That's what they want to turn our country into, where everywhere we go, we're packing heat, you know? And by the way, segue here, do you ever notice that the people who are all about gun rights are mostly religious people? Now, I'm not a religious person. In other words, I'm not into organized religion, but I believe in a higher power. And I've read a little bit of the Bible. I used to go to, my parents brought me to Lutheran church. I think the Bible talks about this, the whole idea, big part of the Bible is this concept of don't live in fear, right? Don't live your lives in fear. Well, isn't walking around with a gun all the time kind of living your life in fear? You know, you're always afraid, oh, somebody's going to get me, I got to have a gun. You know, so a lot of contradictions there. Last time, gun ownership is cherished and it makes our little town safer. Come on. What? How could she be saying this stuff? This is the video, if you ask me, it appears to be nothing more than an advertisement for Glock. And I'd like to know, we as citizens would like to know, where she got the money for this video. Let's ask her, can we make Congresswoman Boebert tell us where she got the money for this video? All of that. Well, I've already tried. First attempt this morning, but it's shielded behind this pack, which again, you can't find out who belongs to this pack now, or who they are. Congresswoman Boebert has gone on and on about how she's a religious person. Well, why is she so dishonest about telling us? Why won't she tell us if she's so honest and she believes in the Bible and all this stuff, and that's great? How come she doesn't tell us, won't tell us, and why is she hiding who's giving her the money for the gun video? It doesn't add up, man. Okay, so that's my comment about Congresswoman-elect Boebert's video. Now, also, last comment is that part of the video, in the first part of the video, she says she got this, something to the effect of, watch the video, it says, well, I bought a gun because of a violent incident in front of my restaurant. Well, I just got off the phone with the Rifle Police Department, and they sent me the incident of this. They sent me the police report. I have it on my computer. I can't post it because legal reasons, but I've read it. And I confirmed with the Rifle Police Department that there's only been one incident in front of Shooter's Grill. The incident was not a, quote, violent incident. It was a person who was found dead in front of her restaurant. It appears they died of a drug overdose. So in the video, she says, well, I was concerned about this violent incident. In other words, she makes you want to think that maybe a bunch of guys showed up with guns, or there was some violent incident and they had guns. And none of that is true, not according to the police report. I got the police report. You can call the Rifle Police Department in Rifle, Colorado, and for $15, you can get a copy of the police report. Read the police report. It wasn't a violent incident. In fact, it wasn't even a homicide. They initially ruled it as a homicide. Afterwards, they redacted all that. It was a drug overdose. So as a person of faith and as a Christian person, which Congresswoman Boebert says she is, I'll take her at her word, shouldn't she have a little bit more empathy for people who are struggling instead of buying guns to hold them away? What if she opened her restaurant doors and invited people who were having trouble with drugs in to have a meal? I mean, that's what Jesus would have done. Yeah. Jesus was the original hippie, wasn't he? I think he was. So there you go. That's the comment today, the video on Congresswoman Boebert's gun video. all we got to do is just present her words to her, bring this message throughout the District of Colorado District 3, and I think we can defeat her. And hopefully other people will see what we're doing, they'll do it, and then they'll defeat people like her, because really we need to defeat her and her kind. So that's what we're up to with the citizens group. Right now, that's what I'm up to, because so far I don't have any other help. Hopefully that's coming. So that's what I'm up to with my citizens group. And right on, peace and love. Hope you got something out of the video. Again, you can check me out. Just watch the video. I printed off what the copy from the video. You can get a copy of the police report. Boebert, Congresswoman Boebert, really doesn't add up, man. Okay, peace and love. Now, again, I'm going to go turn off the video because I have such high quality video production. Peace and love.